The discussion before the break, we touched on once or twice about new players that are coming into the space. And on the banking side, these have become to be called the challengers. So it's a sort of general category of the new entrants in this space. So we've got one of them now to take us forward. So Julian, I saw earlier on, please. So Julian is from Starling Bank, which is one of the UK's challenger banks. So hopefully he's going to give us a fresher perspective on some of this stuff that we got from the older people like me before the break. So go on.
What I wanted to do today is two things. One is talk to a little bit about what we're doing, and also then talk about how we're doing. How are we going to disrupt the market within the UK and Europe overall? So if we look at technology and we look at what impact technology has had on financial services, it has yet to touch the dial in our view. We can do so much more with technology, and the disruptors, the disrupting banks, the fintechs, can do so much more. So we're at the beginning of the curve, not the end of the curve. And I'm going to give you some examples of that in a moment. I guess when we hear the other keynotes today, we've heard a couple of things. You know, we've talked about data, we've talked about change, disruption, etc. But the one comment that I thought was kind of interesting is when people start comparing fintechs versus banks. I don't understand that concept, because I am a bank, but we're also a fintech. And our culture and our behavior is much closer to how Spotify do things than how Barclays does things. So you can have a bank that does fintech. You can have lots of banks that don't do fintech, and that obviously creates an opportunity. But there is also a real distinct opportunity in the marketplace for banks to offer services to other fintechs, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So let's just introduce Starling Bank to you. We were founded in 2014. We got our banking license in 2016 in the UK and went live in 2017. We are a current account or checking account only on a mobile phone. So that is really looking at the technology here that says you look at your mobile phone usually hundreds of times a day. You do your current account, your payments, everyday payments, many times a day. Putting those two things on that one platform creates a real opportunity, and it's the right